Hey guys, I'm the NFL Addict, and welcome back to the NFL Beans. The NFL Beans is my semi-daily show where I spill the beans on what's been going on around the NFL recently. So, not like too much crazy has happened, but we have had some stuff happen around the NFL, so I figured I should go ahead and talk about it. We've got a page worth of notes here, and let's go ahead and get over it. So the first thing I want to talk about, obviously, we like to start it off with the big thumbnail and the title thing, so, if you clicked on it, you don't have to wait to the end of the video to hear that. And that is that Texans owner Cal McNair has reiterated again that the Texans do not want to trade or do not plan on giving away Deshaun Watson. This is significant because, obviously, the GM has said it before, and the organization has made it clear they do not expect to release him. But two things: one, this is the owner now saying, and he has the, I assume he has the final say about everything. I'm not, too, learned about that whole system. And two, with the release of J.J. Watt, I was kind of expecting their attitude about it to go from, hey, we're keeping them, we're keeping everybody together, and we're going to push forward into next year and hopefully, be a lot better. But then they got rid of J.J. Watt, and I was thinking that then their attitude would be like, hey, we still plan on keeping him, but now their owner has said that they really don't expect to get rid of him. And now I'm kind of starting to believe him, because I really think it would take a lot to actually get him, and I don't know if anybody really would offer that. I don't know. I think it's either between the Texans and the Jets. I have a full video on that. It's a bit outdated at this point. It's like a month old, but still, if you want to know my thoughts on that, check out that video. Second thing, the Eagles organization say that they have not yet, they've been getting offers, obviously, for Carson Wentz, but they say that they have not yet received a first rounder. So they've been offered second, third, but they have not been offered a first rounder, which kind of shows just how low he is considered. I still think it's kind of funny how everyone was trying to say, like, oh, Carson Wentz is so good. They put in Jalen Hurts and then they beat the Saints. So the Eagles, they have not been offered a first, which kind of tells me that I think they're going to have a hard time trading him. I honestly would not be surprised to see him become a cap casualty towards the end of this offseason, because the Eagles organization is thinking, hey, we have two pretty good quarterbacks, and Carson Wentz is not terrible. He wasn't terrible. Obviously, he did have a pretty bad team around him, but obviously they have Jalen Hurts on the team. They probably want to, trade him for whatever they can. But I honestly would not be surprised, because they obviously want to get some first rounders. They obviously want to get a big haul for their former starting quarterback. So I honestly think that he'll either be a backup for them, or he will be a cap casualty and will be cut. And that's kind of sad for the Eagles, but. Especially with a new head coach coming in and have to make a decision. If you wonder why I'm looking down so much, I'm looking at my notes. And then the next really big thing, not really big thing, but the thing I'm going to go in depth into, because I'm going to do all the things I'm going to go in depth into first, and then I'm going to do like all the kind of just pointers after that. So Marcus Mariota, obviously, surprisingly, we did not expect to be talking about this, but he is being considered by a lot of teams to either be, possibly, a 1 or 2 year quarterback while they figure out their whole team around them. Or their backup or potentially their starter. And two teams have kind of emerged as the front runners in the Marcus Mariota sweepstakes, and those teams are the New England Patriots and the Washington Football Team. In my opinion, I feel like the Patriots in my opinion, it makes more sense for the Patriots to get him. But I wouldn't be surprised if Washington gets him. I wouldn't be surprised if Washington ends up on them, but I'd be intrigued on like what they would do next, because in my opinion, they're either going to draft a quarterback at 19 or they're going to sign a proven guy. I thought they were going to go after Matthew Stafford. That didn't happen. Now, if I would redo my Deshaun Watson video, the Washington Football Team would have moved up. But obviously they haven't gotten him yet. But if they do get Marcus Mariota, I'd be very intrigued to see, maybe would they wait until the later rounds? Would they still draft a quarterback at 19th and then see, like have a quarterback battle and then maybe cut one or trade one? I don't know. There's a lot of options for them there. The Patriots, on the other hand, I feel like it's kind of cut and dry. They'd probably sign Mariota or trade for Mariota, and then they would have a quarterback battle between Cam Newton and him, and then they get rid of Cam Newton. And they might, either that or they're going to get rid of Cam Newton, get Mariota. So I think it's a lot more straightforward. It makes a lot more sense for the Patriots to get him. But obviously, I would not be surprised to see Washington go get him. They have a pretty big amount of cap room, and so far they haven't done much with it, although free agency, I don't think it's actually started yet. I looked back at my calendar, but I looked at my calendar instead. So now we got kind of some pointers. Wide receiver Chris Hogan, a former Jets and Patriots wide receiver, has actually signed with the Premier Lacrosse League for the 2021 season. So he's going from football to lacrosse, which is kind of a downgrade in my opinion, but I mean, who knows? Maybe lacrosse, they're making big bucks over there. I don't know much about lacrosse. I didn't know there was professional lacrosse. I thought it just stopped at college, but yeah, Trevor Lawrence, it's kind of weird mentioning him in an NFL news show, but obviously he's going to be an NFL player, so it's kind of, important to say this. He is undergoing shoulder surgery, but don't worry, it's in his not throwing arm, so you're not going to have to probably worry about that affecting him too badly. But anytime a big player is getting any type of surgery, like Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady got surgeries, I just kind of like to mention, the Saints have released guard Nick Eason, and that saves them $6 million in cap, and I expect to see more moves like this coming from the Saints, seeing as they have the biggest cap debt in the NFL right now. They have the worst cap. I think it's like negative $100-something million. It's going to take them a lot of moves to actually kind of get rid of them. They saved $6 million, but it's going to take a lot more of this before they actually start making a lot of progress in here. And if in my opinion, I feel like if Drew Brees retires, the Saints are in some massive trouble. And I feel like actually, if I was a Saints organization and Drew Brees retires, I would consider selling everybody and starting over. But obviously, that's not going to happen. Because they still have a lot of talent, so they'd probably just go to Taysom Hill or something. Anyways, that's just kind of what I was putting out there. Centers, this is kind of old news, but centers Marquise and Mike Pouncey, the brothers, have retired together. It was kind of semi-big news, so I'm not surprised if you heard it before here, but still thought I should mention it because it is kind of big. Also, this one is kind of going viral right now. The daughter of the person who designed the Lombardi Trophy, which I guess I'm assuming that the guy has died because she's kind of taken over. But she is getting really mad and is demanding an apology from Tom Brady for that throw that he did. We've all kind of seen it where Tom Brady threw the trophy from his boat and he threw it across like 10 foot of water into Rob Gronkowski. That kind of went viral, but she's getting mad. She's saying that it's disrespectful. She's saying all types of things. If you want to keep looking back there even more, I just got done watching like 57 Spooky Scary Sundays, so I keep on thinking that there's something behind me. And last but not least, probably least, but the 49ers have re-signed Josh Rosen. I kind of think, it's not big news. It's not really news at all. A team re-signs probably their third string quarterback, but it's just the fact that Josh Rosen has done nothing but terrible things since he got in the NFL. He has not looked good. He's not terrible. Well, he is terrible, but he's shown flashes that he could be a starter. But I just think it's really crazy that the fact that he was valued so high in his draft year and was drafted so early kind of is the reason that he is still getting signed today. And also, he's probably going to end up being a lesser known journeyman quarterback, because already I think he's been in the league, only 3-4 years, and he's already been with the Cardinals, Dolphins, Buccaneers, and now the 49ers. So he's been, I think, in 3 or 4 years, he's been on 4 teams, so that's kind of insane. Yeah, he's been in here for 3 years. This was his 3rd year, so he's coming up on his 4th year. So yeah, in his 3 years in the NFL, he's been in 4 teams. I always kind of root for journeyman quarterbacks. So yeah, that's why I'm a big Ryan Fitzpatrick fan. I think everyone is. But thank you so much for watching this video. This has been NFL Beans, episode number 27. I hope to see you back for number 28, where hopefully we have some more big stuff. I feel kind of bad. Last week we had the J.J. Watt signing. The time before that, we had... time before that we had the Matthew Stafford trade, and this time we kind of didn't have much. Hopefully next time we have something big. Maybe something happens to Deshaun Watson. Maybe Deshaun Watson gets traded, released, something like that happens. Maybe they use a franchise tag on him. Who knows? But thank you so much for watching this video. Hope to see you in NFL Beans number 28. See ya, I guess. Bye.